Hi everybody, we're at the official opening day of the KOA convention in Charleston, South Carolina, and we just finished up our opening day sessions. Let's take a look.
I also have a lot of optimism about the future. I'm not particularly an optimistic person. I'm not pessimistic necessarily, but I'm a worrier. I come from a long line of worriers. My grandmother was a worrier. My mother was a worrier. I'm a worrier. I worry about my kids if they're wearing hats and gloves and they're 26 years old, and they live someplace else. So, but every year I tend to worry about KOA. I have for 30 years, 30 plus years, and I think about, all of the things that could happen or the things that might happen and wonder how next year will be. But I got to tell you, for one of the first times ever, I'm not feeling that way at all. I just feel really positive about the future of your business, about the future of the brand, about the future, about what we're doing and about how you're managing your businesses and how we're coming together as a system. I just think that the future is very bright, and optimism is a very strong emotion, right? It tends to motivate. It tends to get people in gear and taking risks that you wouldn't take otherwise, right? As entrepreneurs, it's all about taking risks and getting rewards, and so I think that optimism will play out really very well.
We're going to call it Campsite 2.0 for the moment. And I say for the moment because we're going to have some fun with what we call our future campground management system that is going to be the best in the industry. And really, the cool thing about it is you'll be part of any renaming of this product. So we're going to have some fun with where we head with whatever we're going to call our software package in the future.
When we think about the Value Card Foundation that we have, it's really important to continue to bring new people into the program, and we want to keep those folks engaged and coming back. In 2014, we had a $3 price increase. So we went from $24 to $27. Even with that in place, we saw an 8% growth over the previous year for the same time frame. On the renewal side, we saw a 26% growth over the same period last year. That's unbelievable. When you go back in history to 2008 with Value Card, we saw a renewal rate around 25%. Today, those folks who are buying that card and coming back the next year is over 50%. That's a massive increase in the number of years that we've had Value Card in place. And again, I would tell you that these renewal percentages and this purchase is really coming back to you. There's been no better time in history to get folks into this program, and the value of the program is stronger than it's ever been in its entire existence.
The GAC viewer is twice as likely to go on an overnight camping trip than the general population, twice as likely to camp overnight. And this one blows my mind. The CMT Canadian viewer is 87% more likely to own an RV than the average population. So we know these are our campers. But we also know that the target campers out there are watching other programming, right? And I'm very excited to share that because of the success we had this year, we are able to now extend our advertising to more cable networks next year. As you can see here, these are really popular channels that have a lot of really popular programs. We're going to reach a lot of people. In fact, 52.3 million impressions will be made by placing our advertising on these cable networks. All this media is going to drive a lot of traffic back to KOA.com. This year we watched it, and after our commercial aired, we saw 15% on average lift to KOA.com and people coming from TV. So I think this is really working hard for our brand.
Hi, we're here with Matt Stovall from the Toronto North KOA, way up in Canada. Matt, you just finished up with the social media seminar. What three things do you take away from this?
Just how important it is for social media inside of the business. There's lots of people out there, even young crowds, that I think once the kids on there, the parents are kind of watching what the kids are doing and pick up on that stuff. Second, some great apps that you can use because I know you have a lot of personal pages as well as the business page, so there's apps out there that you can use that handle both of those pages inside of one app. And third is that you can link it right to your KOA.com so that you can have the tabs across there. These social media are leading back to our KOA.com pages, which then in turn make us money, and we're all happy.
Thanks so much, Matt. Folks, we are just getting started here at Charleston, so stay tuned. Hi, everybody. We're here with Lana and Marty Adix from the Olympic Peninsula, Port Angeles, Washington KOA, and they were just one of 2 campgrounds that were named having the highest increase in their NPS scores, the Net Promoter Scores. Guys, how did you do that?
Lots of hard work and smiles, I think, and clean bathrooms. We had a whole bunch of people standing behind us, and our staff was fabulous. We could not have done it without them.
Now, Marty, you haven't had this campground very long, have you?
No, we took over right away in May, so we didn't even get a chance to go to the new orientation. We had to do that kind of backwards after the fact.
So what's the number one piece of advice you could give to an owner that's looking to raise those scores?
Don't freak out. Don't look at them every day.
Let them do. Let the owners, let the scores tell you where you need to do the improvements. That's what we did. We went through and looked at all of the comments from the customers, and we knew exactly where we needed to focus and exactly what we needed to do. So it was a roadmap that was already laid out for us.
There's some great advice from one of our most improved KOA campgrounds. Now it's off to more sessions.